Tegla Lorupe, and former athlete and former world record holder for marathon. And at the moment I work with Tegla Lorupe Peace Foundation as the president of Tegla Lorupe Peace Foundation. And what we stand of is that we use sports to bring people who have in conflicts. And also we have education, and we have a school in Kapenguria for disadvantaged kids from conflicts. And we have also athletes in Go, Ololua, and those are the refugees. As you are all aware that the first refugees athlete took part in Rio 2016. I was the person who took the athlete to Rio. I became the first African woman to win New York Marathon before the world records, and I became also the first African woman to break the Ingrid Christianity world record of 11 years, and that's in Rotterdam. Well, my first race, I ran what we call today is AK, but by then it was Kenya Amateur Athletic Federation, and it was cross country in Iten. And that's when I realized that I can compete against the ladies from Nandi, from Kenya, because I come from West Pokot myself as the only athlete. And my international race, I was also selected by Kenya Federation to represent them in in Chiba Ekide. That was my first race out of the country in Japan. I was studying in Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology, so I was training there. So I came from Nakuru to Nairobi for 2 weeks training, and we were able now to be taken to Japan. I used to love all kinds of sports, especially when I was in primary school. I used to play soccer. We call of course Alfunda. We play with boys. Well, I realized team sport it was very difficult for me, because one thing they broke my foot. I played netball. They broke my foot again, and because I was a small person, I decided to do cross country, and the cross country led me to do track. Yes.
So that's how you found yourself?
Yes, I said no. I have to do individual.
Individual races. You didn't want those guys to break your leg.
I was too small.
So at that point in life, was there maybe somebody or an athlete you were looking up to, or some sports person?
I can say when you come from the place like West Pokot, where I had no role model, but Kipchoge used to advertise Milo, and for me, I say I will be Kipchoge of West Pokot. As you know very well, West Pokot, we are known by only conflicts, and nobody realized that there are also good things that come from the area. So the driving force was for me was Kipchoge. I say, you know what, for me to clean our name from West Pokot, I have to do something. So I was only fighting to see that our community have something good, and that's something positive. Yeah. I ran New York and need to open my doors, because I had a lot of issues with the federation that they used to throw me out of the team. But winning New York, it was opening eye and opening doors, because I was able to be invited in a different competitions without somebody putting an obstacle on the way. And I was able now to say that even women from Africa, even not only Kenya, can compete against the world. Because we do not, when we are outside there, they always talk negative about Africans, and especially women. But not knowing that given opportunities, our women could be like the others. Look today, our women are beating the world.
So New York, you had several races there? Maybe specific race?
Yeah, I started to run in New York. I started to run the 10 kilometers in the Central Park, and I became the second behind Greta Weiss, because I won 8 times.
Out in your whole career,
Yes.
the toughest race, probably the toughest course you ever tackled?
Well, Boston, because I was in a very good shape. But running Boston was downhill, and I'm not used to run downhill. So I ran too fast, and it hurt my legs. And I didn't go back to Boston. I only ran twice, and it was enough for me. We started downhill, and then by the time you come up, you have already had your muscles.
Okay.
I think being discouraged by your federation, and you want to run for the country. For me, my country is number one. I had a pride to see that I want to see the flag for our country. And here people doesn't like you because you come from this warring community. So I was subjected by the people who have been doing cattle wrestling in the region. Yes. And then here in Europe also they look at us also like these are Africans, you understand? So we are fighting many wars. And also I was fighting from the community whereby at the beginning nobody wanted to see that a girl can do more. But later on my community started to be very close to me. Yeah. That's why they used to say Tegla, when she runs cross country, she will not be able to come out of the mud. Because cross country is, you run in a very tough environment. But I had a will, yeah. And I always tell people, never accept what other people tell you. It is you to determine your destination. And even yourself, when someone says you cannot be a good journalist, never listen to other people, listen to yourself, your strength.
So that internal strength.
Internal strength.
Thank you so much.
Through sports, I've been working in peace mediation. Even when I was still running, training in Europe, I was in Casablanca when there was Pumplas. I was in Indonesia when there was also Pumplas. I was every time when there was also disaster, they always called me. And probably there was something in me that when I talk to people, they will understand. And I came home to start the Tegla Lorupe Peace Race in 2003, whereby West Bogot was a no-go zone. People were not going there, and it was only war, conflicts. But I was able to unite our community along the Karamojan cluster, and the whole world knows what was happening. And through the government also support, we worked. 2004, I went to Moroto, Uganda, whereby I was only, the Kenyan people were being taken by security until the border. And then from the other side, we were taken 200 kilometers by armed forces, even not police, because it was insecure. But through Tegla Lorupe Peace Foundation, and was the one who was leading this, we were able to make cross-border way to open for people, especially women that they go for markets or across the other side to deliver. The whole world was seeing what I was doing. And then I went to Darfur to talk about the issue. And then I went also to China together with George Clooney. So there were so many things that I was doing that the international world saw. And that's when Kofi Annan decided to take the representative of 5 continents. So I represented Africa as an athlete ambassador for peace. And I was not just given that because of Tegla. There are many people who are good. There are politicians that I do not have their names like that, but the work that I've been doing. Yeah.
This is just take it personally. I mean, it's something that is too close to your heart.
We live in the border between Marquette and Bogot, and every time there is a issue, and people who live always in the neighboring, you know what is happening. It escalates many times. So, and when you go to the other side of Karamojan, we lost family. I remember we lost our cousin that she grew up in our family. And then she was the age of getting married and she was killed. She just left my home, that's Lela, and she went to Amudat to visit her parents and she was killed. Finally, 2000, it was 2000, our animals were stolen to Uganda. So I know what it means when they talk about conflict. That's why I put my strength. Yeah. And so not only Bogota alone, but when our neighbors, when we belong to one another, Turkana or Marquette, and I can say Marquette are our uncles. And when you see people when they are fighting, your mother doesn't know what to do. Can I go to my family in Marquette? I have the children. So you can see this scenario. And the kids cannot go to school. And this is my success marathon, apart from what I was earning from sports, but what I give back to the society. and also working together with the government. And also I can say I want to thank the Safaricom because in 2003 I had no sponsor, but Safaricom came to support me. They supported me all along. And when we found the foundation and we found the school, they are still they were there to support our projects, and also the hands of the government. Of that goodwill I couldn't do alone. And now that we through the foundation, we have the school because we know that why our people are fighting. It's because of resources, lack of knowledge. When the kids cannot go to school, what is the mind of the young men or women? We also like to have something to occupy. But I did not want to be like any other international, any other NGOs that they come to our country and they bring balls, they bring some kids, and they just okay, this can bring peace, and then they disappear, not knowing that why this person is. If you are hungry, you don't have food. You need to teach a person to know how to grow food or to keep animals. And therefore I say that education is the key, or can be the role of all this. And when somebody is educated, by the time the kid go to high school, you really do not have the mind to go back and read. You will teach your people. I still need a lot of health wishes because the school is supporting the kids from the conflicts and also from early marriages, and the kids their fathers telling them that, oh, you can go and take care of the animals. So, but anyway, we have done exams 4 times. Yeah, and our kids are doing well, and we also have sports. Of course, for Safaricom, every warrior they have to call, and I was really happy that they became the family that they support. They gave us also prize money. They gave us also apparel, and of course we in the school we have beehives, or which that was we call to empower. Yeah, that when the reformed warriors they come and see what the Safaricom have done, and they became a very strong sponsor because. Who am I? When we started this, nobody wanted to come for this conflict area, but they took that initiative to stand with us as a family. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So you've talked about having done like for exams. That's about you're talking about what?
We encourage also some of our staff also to support, and some well wishers. We support the kids from standard 1 to 8 now, but when they go to high school, it's become it's become a mountain, and therefore, you yourself and other well wishers, we need their support. And because I couldn't believe that these are the kids that they come from a warring community, and they are very good. We have a son of a reformed warrior, who is now in Form 3 in Embu. He got 400 and what in our school. This year we have a girl from a former warrior called Lorupe from Turkana. The girl got 396. And these are because when they go home there is no electricity. And the father was really proud to say, this is my can. That's the daughter now. The daughter has done something that the father couldn't. Yeah. It's like a peace school. Yeah, because the Turkana, they come and see their kids, and they are real proud. They Pokot, and these are warlords. They brought their kids. We talk in our school, and because they know that this is their school. Yeah. And it came because of them. And we have a watchman who was a reformed warrior. Yeah.
And maybe just approximately how many students are in your school?
At the moment, I think we have almost like, last year we have 400. Now we have more than 400. Yeah. Because we became number 1 in semi and private school in West Pokot County, and number 19 in pure private school. And we do sports. Yeah.
That's good, interesting. All right, so how has life been since you retire? I mean, I know you're a busy person.
I think as a sports person, I don't know when I retired because I'm still encouraging doing sports with the people. and also support women to tell that not as much as we leave sports, it's very important that we continue doing sports because for our health, because we need to encourage our families to do sports and for the country.
You're not retired yet.
No. We don't. We never retire. We encourage anyway.
From the track.
That's even from the track. I was telling the person that I was doing an interview this morning that this morning I was passing this area. Yeah. As a sport, okay, I'm retired. That I'm not running outside to get money like I was getting before. But as a role model, you continue. Yeah. Another advice also I would like to tell even maybe through Ministry of Sports also, and to see that when athletes are in a good form, they have to look for athlete association whereby they can take money instead of when these managers they give money to the federation. They should be having a certain percentage to put there for their welfare tomorrow. If anything happen to somebody, you have something to help them, and also to educate them. And for the athletes, they should also see that the running never stays forever. Whatever they earn, they should not misuse with the people outside. When you have money, you get many friends. And when you have problems, those friends disappear. I know from the experience. When I had injured my back in 1997 in New York. So completely, many people talk about negative about me. But as a Christian, I say, you know what? I have done a lot. And I believe in myself. And I know there are few people who are advising me. And those are good friends. And when I broke the world record 1 year later, 98, you realize even those who are already gone, they are even more closer to you. But you say, oh, you know what, I know you people, but you just play diplomatic. Yeah. And also, advice that I want to tell the athletes that they should not drink alcohol. They have to resist themselves from drinking alcohol. Yeah.
Okay, for somebody who doesn't understand, or a layman like me, how does